Sometimes life feels empty, like something inside has gone quiet. We wake up, go through the motions, but deep down, we know something is missing. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe your faith feels dry. Maybe your soul is just tired. If so, you're not alone. Right now, many people feel disconnected from themselves, from others, from God. But what if this dry feeling is actually a sign? What if 2025 is not just another year, but a moment where everything begins to shift? In this video, you'll learn three powerful things. First, the meaning behind the Valley of Dry Bones. Second, why this ancient vision matters for us today. And third, how to awaken your own spirit in this season of change. Let's begin. Long ago, a man named Ezekiel saw something strange. He was a prophet, someone who listened to God and spoke what he heard. One day, God took him to a valley filled with dry bones, not just a few, but many. Bones were scattered everywhere. No life, no sound, no breath, just bones. Then, God asked Ezekiel a question. Can these bones live again? It was a strange question. Bones don't get up and walk. When something's dead, it's over, right? Ezekiel answered carefully, Lord, only you know. And that was the moment something changed. The vision unfolds. God told Ezekiel to speak to the bones, to speak life, to say what God said. So Ezekiel spoke. Suddenly, the bones started moving. They came together. Bones connected to bones. Flesh and skin grew back. But there was still one thing missing. There was no breath. So God told him, call the breath, call the wind, tell it to come from the four directions and breathe into these bones. And when Ezekiel did, the wind came, and the bones stood up, now fully alive, a great army, full of life, standing strong. It wasn't just a vision, it was a message. What it means for us. The Valley of Dry Bones wasn't just about people who had died. It was about people who had lost hope, people who were still breathing, but spiritually empty. Have you ever felt like that? Like you're doing everything right, but your soul still feels dry? Like something inside you fell asleep? Maybe it's not just you. Maybe it's the world. In this year, 2025, something is shifting. People are waking up, not just physically, but spiritually. The noise, the distractions, the fear, they've all made things dry. But in the middle of it all, God is asking a question again. Can these bones live? The shift of 2025. What makes this time different? Why is this year so important? Because many people are starting to see the cracks. Systems are shaking. Truth is being tested. What once felt stable now feels uncertain. But this isn't the end. It's the valley. It's the space where we get real with ourselves, where we ask hard questions, where we listen for something deeper. And just like in Ezekiel's vision, the shift does not come through force. It comes through breath, the spirit. And that breath, that spirit, it starts with one small word, speak. How to awaken the spirit within. Ezekiel didn't bring the bones to life by himself. He didn't use tools or logic or power. He simply said what God told him to say. And that's how the awakening starts. One word, one prayer, one step of faith. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to feel perfect. You just need to open up and invite the breath in. This breath doesn't make life easy, but it makes it real. It brings back what was lost. It connects what was broken. It awakens the spirit that has been quiet for too long. From dry bones to living soul. Bye. So maybe the dryness you feel isn't a punishment. Maybe it's preparation. Maybe God is letting us walk through this valley so we can finally see that life doesn't begin when everything is perfect. It begins when we admit we're dry and ask for the wind. This is not just another year. This is a turning point. The valley may be full of bones, but bones can rise again. Your spirit can wake up. Your soul can come alive. The shift is happening, and it begins inside you. If this message spoke to your heart, take a deep breath right now. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. And this season may be exactly what your soul needed. If you want more stories that help you remember who you are, hit that subscribe button. Because here on the Loyal Scroll, we're not just telling ancient stories. We're waking up ancient truth inside everyday people. And your journey is just beginning.